In this video, we'll be ranking the 3 raceable vehicles we have so far. So the Banshee GTS, the Shavels V6, and the Jester or widebody. And it's quite an easy ranking, to be honest. You know, in first place, we obviously have the Banshee GTS, which is a great car, to be honest. The handles very nice, has a really great top speed, for HSW, but also on PC and old gen, where it has 138 miles per hour, which is 2 miles per hour quicker than a Pariah, which is great. Also lap time wise, it's around the same pace as a Pariah, which makes it really nice for like sports class. Also some longer races with a little bit less bumps, it can also compete with the GTO. Also GTO is not that far away from the Pariah, so makes it a really competitive and nice car to drive in the sports class. Furthermore, it just looks great and has a good amount of customization, which makes it overall a pretty nice car. And added to this, its price is, still steep, but for modern GTA standards, it's quite reasonable. So as you can see, it's cheaper than the Jester RR at 1.9, or basically 2 million. Compared to older cars, to recent cars, it's decent. As you see, some of the cars like a Stinger GTT and all the supercars, they're like way above 2 million. So having a car this competitive actually at 1.9 is decent. Although if we look at some older cars, like for example the GTO, which is at a similar price point, and it's similar car, competitive wise, and a Pariah obviously a bit cheaper. But yeah, for modern GTA it's alright. But for our second place we have the Shavels V6, which, initial testing, I was like, okay, it's just a regular smuggler sedan, which, sedans are kinda, like if you come from driving like a Benz GTS, which is a high performance sports car, obviously every sedan is gonna be kinda, especially this one, because it shines mostly through cornering ability. Its top speed is really nothing to write home about. So if you go from a GTS, which goes 138 miles per hour, to this thing, which is, I think, 150 miles per hour, yeah, it feels really slow. But its cornering ability is great, like the Tailgater S in Sedan's class as well. So actually, I think it has like one of the faster lap times if you go, on smaller circuits. So if you have like a smaller city track, this can definitely be competitive. On highway tracks and stuff, and with longer straights, this thing unfortunately loses out to like the bigger cars like Schafter V12 and the Cinque Mila. Price wise, it's decent at 1.4 for modern standards, obviously. So if you compare it to like a Cinque Mila, it's gonna be similar price or even more expensive. As you can see, the Forge camera as well. But if you want a really bargain high performance car in the sedans class, you can't go wrong with the Schafter V12, which is still on the old GTA pricing, so it's a couple $100,000, which is a lot more affordable. And then we come to our, sadly, the ugly little duckling. Of course, ducklings can't be ugly, but this car can be. I was expecting something from it, but it's just overall disappointment. It could have just been a modification for the Jester RR. Why do they have to make a separate car, which is 2.2 million, which right now is more than double of the Jester, because the Jester's on discount for $1 million. Top speed wise, it's slower than Jester. Lap time wise, it's a bit better because it's a bit more grippy because of the wider thing, but it's nothing to write home about. The Banshee GTS is cheaper and outperforms us massively. Also, the Banshee GTS is a new car instead of just being a slightly wider Jester, which you can't even customize, because this is the only livery apparently you can get. I didn't even buy it because I heard so much bad things about it. Yeah, and you don't have any customization, so it's really just a copy-paste car for every player who buys it, if you're stupid enough to buy it, no offense. So yeah, this was the top 3, and be tuned for maybe a little bit more rankings once the other cars release.